Yo, what up, dudes? Welcome to the channel. I'm just some guy. So one thing I noticed, so I got a new phone, right? The Pixel 7 XL, right? And it fits perfectly. The previous one I had, even though it was like an XL, it didn't fit really well on my dashboard. This one I can put in the vent, like the dash vent, and then like kind of lean it, and it fits perfectly and just stands like almost straight up, like not enough to like fall over or anything like that. Well, I mean, unless I hit like a huge bump or something. But regardless, it's real nice because, well, obviously I can record, but I don't have to have one of those like dash mounted hold thingies whenever I'm driving and I'm using like maps or something, something like that, right? So that's really nice. But as you can see, I'm outside again. I'm trying to make it outside more. I'm trying to like go out and do things like at least outside of my house, like every weekend. Today I'm going to just get some food with some friends, and so it's nice to go out. I just bought a weed eater because I needed a weed eater because as good as I mowed part of the grass in the rain just to see how badass that lawnmower was. But when I looked at the film, or like when I looked at the video after his film, the thing that I had for my head was like way too far up, and you didn't see anything like at all. There were only like a couple of times where you could even see like the ground, like the grass. So it's more or less unusable. But long story short, that lawnmower is good even in the rain. On a boat, in a moat, I will mow that grass, Sam I am. So it is pretty good. I gotta get the rest of it. Like I did a little bit. The only thing is like the wet grass did clog up the exhaust, which I mean I expected, but it still tore up. It tore up that yard, not like in the bad way, but like in the good way, right? So there's that. But as I wait for people, because they're like, "Hey, be here at 7," and I'm here at 7, but everybody else is late. Story of my life. I wanted to talk a little bit about just some things in general. So a long time ago, I tried to get into like lucid dreaming. Like one of the things I've been kind of looking at researching because I think maybe I mentioned it on stream, but not in a video. But I've been getting into like AI, and one of the other things I want to like work on is my memory. Now my grandma is going through she's older, she's having some memory problems, stuff like that. And it kind of scares me a little bit because, well, like, being isolated, COVID, depression, like my memory and like my just in general mental state is pretty bad. Like, and at least I can recognize it, and I'm trying to find ways to alleviate and fix it, right? I've been doing the whole like, taking time to we talked about this a long time ago on the channel, the NPC thing where you can't visualize things. I'm still working on doing that regularly. One of the things I really want to get into, and I saw like a really, really cool video on this recently, is and I've done something similar in the past, is using my sleep time to learn. Now, in the past, I've put on like Japanese learning, like tapes and stuff like that for repetition, and it definitely helps. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned that I went back to, and as I was going through like later uh, chapters, I guess, lessons in the series that I hadn't listened to not awake. It was easier for me to pick it up. Now, one of the things is that a lot of the studies say that you can learn a lot while you're asleep. You just don't necessarily all the time have like ready like availability to it. But for like things like vocabulary, and stuff that you need to memorize, it works very well, and you're able to like pull it back and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I was literally watching an anime today, and I was picking up some of the stuff. I was actually really happy because he was talking about the weather, and he was like "Iyo tenki desu ne," and I was like, "Oh shit, I understood that. Like I get that even without the subtitles." So that was pretty cool. And so I want to get more into that, and I really, really want to get into lucid dreaming. Now, I talked about this like a long time ago, and the reason why I stopped doing lucid dreaming is because I had a really, really bad lucid dream. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a lucid dream, it was like a pseudo lucid dream, because when you're lucid dreaming, you have it's most control, right? Like that's the whole thing. You know that you're dreaming, and you have pseudo control over that dream. Mine was just a super giga vivid dream that I didn't have control over. Now, a long time ago, I had to be the person to make the call to, you know, take my father off of life support. And I had let's just say, a really, really bad, super vivid dream that I associated with lucid dreaming, and I never did it again really after that. I'm sure that, psychoanalysts write, it's my deep seated guilt for being the person who had to make that call, all that jazz, but I feel like it's something that, even if it comes up, I have to deal with it, right? I mean, literally last night, so what I've been doing is I've been just using like, there's a lot of videos and stuff, and you listen to like music, like sounds while you're sleeping. And one of the things that I've been doing is reciting this mantra that I am dreaming, I am dreaming, I am dreaming as I go to sleep. And last night I had like a very super vivid dream, about Crichton, and there's guilt there too. So I really want to get more into lucid dreaming and using my sleeping time to learn, because I mean, let's be real, we're, a lot of us are anime fans, right? What's the coolest idea when it comes to like anime is playing video games while you sleep, right? The whole like, oh, well, I use my sleep time to go into this VR game or whatever. And how sick would it be if you could do something similar via lucid dreaming? And then you're utilizing multiple time streams to get that Sigma grind set, baby. We don't work 8 hours. We don't work 16 hours. We work 24 hours. You got time to dream. You got time to work on stuff in your own head. But it's a path that I really want to go down, just because I've always been really interested in, what is this guy doing? See, one of the things with going outside is you see people who do not know how to maneuver cars. This person had to like back in and out of this spot like 6 or 7 times to like just pull out. Regardless, what was I saying? Oh, the stuff with the mind. So I've always been really interested in stuff with the mind, and sharpening focus and all of these other things. And it's definitely something that I'm working on. And in tandem, I'm using AI to really try to get back on a real schedule. It is nice, and I've came to the realization that like we're too far gone as a society to reject any sort of like AI or Big Brother stuff. So I might as well utilize the tools that I have before I am that boomer that's like, yo, how's this typewriter work? How's this fax machine work? How does this work? So I'm trying to learn how to utilize these tools for the betterment of myself, and my job and stuff like that, to make my life easier, and then go into that. Now, there's implications on that as well. I saw a video today I watched where the people are concerned that once you get into like things like there's a Microsoft Assistant, and the concern is that people will be so reliant on this that they'll forget how to do other things, or they'll just believe whatever it tells them willy-nilly, and we run into like AI hallucinations where they have no idea they're off of an older LLM, and stuff like that. But I'm trying to see how I can utilize it best just for myself. And it's been kind of interesting. I'm using a program right now that transcribes Zoom calls for me, and then does bullet points and stuff like that. It's not the best. Transcription is very hard because, especially on like a Zoom meeting, in IT, in tech, whatever, you got a whole slew of different accents, dialects. Everybody's speaking English, but are some people speaking English? Let's be real. No, not really. At least I can't understand what they're saying. And if I can't understand them, it's unlikely that transcription can understand them. If people are talking too fast or something like that. But with that said, it's still a useful tool to glean specific things off of. And especially if like let's say it's a meeting that I don't really have that much vestment in. This way I can get like the summary of the meeting and then any action points, so that way if the meeting's brought up by like my boss or something like that, I go, oh yeah, we talked about this, and this. And if he's like, oh well, like what about those, I'll be like, this person would know more about it, right? That's not my wheelhouse. Whatever, right? So it'll be interesting. I've already like I subscribe to like the newest Chat GPT and stuff like that, so I've been trying to spend like a good chunk of time a day learning how to get what I need through prompts. And part of that is like trying to journal and like find ways to utilize it the best to improve my overall memory and my stuff like that. That's, I think, what the end goal is. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update because I was sitting here in the car doing nothing, and I figured, hey, why not? But if you guys have any like AI tips or anything like that, any tools that you use, or anything along those lines, let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.